What is causing the mindfulness revolution? What is the mindfulness revolution? Essentially, what I've felt my whole life is that I was different from others. But what's that mean, different from others? I thought as if something was wrong with me. I felt as if something was wrong with me. Growing up through high school, it felt as if I was so aware of my mind and my thinking. And just some part of me couldn't imagine that being the case for everyone else. I'm not sure exactly what made me think that, but I think what it came down to is their actions, the way they spoke to others, what they did, how they behaved. And I just realized, so I'm not saying at all that my behavior was better than others or I am a saint, not at all. But what I'm trying to express here is that some individuals are given a raised consciousness, which to make that simple, to make that understandable, what a raised consciousness is a mind which is more observant of what it is thinking about. Okay? So, what is mindfulness? That's exactly what mindfulness is, the ability to observe what you're thinking about. And what's causing this? Because I don't think it's only me. I know it's not everyone. I know we have a lot of humans who are quite unobservant of their own thinking, of their own internal friction, their states of mind that they experience, their emotions. So that's kind of the theme of mindfulness is your ability to recognize your friction, your emotions, your thought processes, the chains, the sequences, the feedback loops. Essentially, it's all built upon you recognizing what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and realizing a close thing that goes in tandem with what I just said, realizing you are not your thoughts. Because if you're observant, and even if you're not observant, I'm pretty sure you can realize and admit that your mind gets a bit rough sometimes, gets sometimes what I realized, especially when I was younger and less observant or less educated on what observation is and how I can use my raised consciousness to improve my life, to improve what I feel and who I am and what I become. I'm not sure what I was getting at. My train of thought kind of looped. I know we're talking about the mindfulness revolution in transforming humanity's quality. I think I was going somewhere in the direction of realizing like what you can do when you have started to educate yourself on the power behind a raised observation ability. And essentially, let's say that you align with what I'm saying. You're one of these individuals who is just quite observant of what they feel, what they think. And you're wondering like, how can I shift this? Because I used to see it much more of a curse. I always had fear of missing out because I was always thinking. And see, here's the thing, everyone's always thinking, independent of how observant you are or not. The trick is that if you're observant, you notice what you're thinking about. And once you notice what you're thinking about, you create the space, you give yourself an opportunity to choose different thinking, to choose different actions. Because usually what happens is you have an action, which transforms into a feeling, and a feeling transforms into a thought. So by becoming more observant of feedback loops, that's what I just explained, action, feeling, thought, feedback loop. By becoming more observant of your feedback loops and your thinking, then you now actually can make a distinction. Like, do I want to continue feeling this way? Or what can I start doing to shift what I'm feeling? Because the bottom line of what I'm saying is you can't change something you haven't noticed could be changed. And most people are stuck in that system of not realizing that they are not their thoughts and that they can choose different thoughts and actually rewire the entire quality of their thought process. Because how it works is usually something along the lines of 90% of what we do each day is unconscious. It's just happening. Like, let's say you have a script in a program in your computer, you just click run script. All that code is just running. It's the same thing with this situation in your unconscious. If you have been programmed through your parents, your teachers, society, TV, commercials, you've been programmed a certain way as you grow up, like 0 to 20. Most people age 0 to 20 have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Like your observation ability, the fact that you are not your thoughts, the fact that you can notice your thoughts. And I don't know how this all happened to me. I mean, I don't think I'm special or anything. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like you. But my point is, this used to be such a curse because all I did was think. And I mean, this is what I was saying earlier. This is kind of where I got stuck. Everyone's always thinking, but I feel as if some people don't notice they're always thinking. And the overthinking becomes extra painful when you're aware of the overthinking. But if you don't realize that there's a different way of being, then maybe you just become numb to it. And that's kind of, I think, the direction I was heading, that a lot of humans tend to become numb to the fact that they're stressed, that they're overthinking, that their habits aren't serving them, that their relationships are toxic, everything of this nature. So observation is that thing which is sort of the break. You snap out of it. You realize, wait, I don't need to be in this toxic relationship. I don't need to continue to eat this processed food, which makes me overweight, which makes me not respect myself. Like when you're observant, you begin to realize, wait, there might be another way to do things. So there's no guarantee. I'm not saying things happen quickly, that you can just become observant easily. But what I'm saying is I'm talking about something quite fundamental to the development of humanity. Like, I'm talking big picture. Your observation ability, your degree of mindfulness is essentially, there's nothing more important than that to humanity. And I'll go even deeper. Your observation ability is God. That's what created you. Your ability to notice your own thinking, the better you get at that, the more in touch you get with the unconscious, and the creator of the whole universe is the unconscious. So essentially, like, in my direct experience, this is what has been revealed to me. It's just that you're a fragment, there's millions of bits of sand, millions of drops of water. There's millions of fragments of consciousness. And that's essentially all I want to point out here, is that when you become more observant of your conscious thought process, you're going to become more in tune with the unconscious aspect of life. And if you're only living through the lens of your ego, your conscious mind, you're skipping out on the most powerful aspect of the creation of life. So by becoming more observant consciously, you create an avenue, a funnel to the creator, to God, to the unconscious, to everything. And I don't know if we have predestined paths, but for me, it kind of feels somewhat like that. What I mean there is, I don't know what my path is, but at the same time, I'm feeling that I'm on my path. That's the best way I could explain it to you. You no matter how observant you become, I'm not going to say never, but for me, I don't know my future. I can't read people's minds. It's not like that. Okay. It's not like that. But what it is you begin to get some deep feelings when you're aligned with what you're meant to be doing. And that is so priceless in terms of mental clarity for your ego, for yourself. So I wonder how many minutes this is. Doesn't matter. I'm aiming for 10 to 15 minutes. We shall see. One thing I do want to mention, if any of this has been valuable to you, if you're tired of being overweight, if you want to build the body you love, respect, become strong, have endurance, be agile, if you want to cure any sort of physical ailments, physical disease, physical pain, if you're tired of being stressed and you would like to create clarity and be focused and learn how to train your observation ability to overthink way less, to feel much more peaceful in your day-to-day life. And lastly, if you want to connect to the unconscious and you want to clear the confusion in your life, and you just the ultimate description, the aim of what I'm describing here is if you would like to become your best self and drop any habits that are holding you back, any frames, any perceptions, any trauma, anything within your mind or body or spirit that's holding you back, I'll have a link in the description. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter. And if for some reason I've heard like some people can't message verified people on Twitter, I'll also have my website in the description, and you could go on the website and apply there. But first, I would recommend just shoot me a message on Twitter. Let me know where you came from, and we'll have a conversation. We'll see if we're kind of the right fit, and we'll take it from there. But if this was valuable, do that potentially. And just to help me out, get the algorithm working, I would deeply appreciate, sincerely appreciate, just like the video, maybe drop a comment. Let me know what your favorite part was or something along those lines. And lastly, if you know anyone in your circle, whether it's through technology or physical reality, if you know anyone who's interested in what I'm talking about here, share the video with them. That'd mean the world to me. Thank you for listening. I am grateful for you taking the time to consume this sort of content. And have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you.